What is up, Kangasghang? My name is SmashBr0sPro33 here, and this is my first upload to this community channel. I have a Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle for you against Vexacus4666, Vexy, whatever you guys want to call him. So, this was quite a good battle, and I really enjoyed it. Now, I'm going to give you a rundown of my team. I've got Scarfalucha, Bandit Azumarill, Life Orb Beyond Mega, Curse Avalugg, Trapping Dugtrio, and Specially Defensive Florges. Now looking at Vexy's team, he's got quite a few threats, especially the Scizor and the Tyranitar. Either one of those could be the Mega, and you'll see which one it is as the battle goes on. And also the Vaporeon can be a pretty big threat because it's pretty powerful, and if he's running an offensive set, then I have to keep Florges alive for that. Otherwise, it could pretty much run train on my team. So I'm going to just give you guys a quick team preview today, and we're going to get right into the match, shall we? So I'm going to lead with my Hawlucha because, like I said, it's Scarfed and outspeeds pretty much everything on his team barring priority. And Vex is going to lead with the Espeon, so I'm going to go for the U-turn first turn because I don't want to stay in and take a Side Shock or a Psychic. Whatever his stab move is, turns out he takes the hit pretty well. My Hawlucha is adamant. Maybe this is a more bulky Espeon. As the case it is, the Espeon just goes for the Side Shock first turn. Does a lot of damage to my Florges. Now I stay in because I figure he's either A, gonna kill me, or B, set up the screens. He does set up the light screen here, and I'm just gonna go for the Wish here. I could protect and get some of my HP back. That's exactly what I do. I go for the protect, and I just want to keep my Florges as healthy as possible because that Vaporeon is a fairly outstanding threat in his team. So now his Espeon is going to go for the Wish here. So I'm guessing this is a pretty big support set, mono attacking probably. And I'm going to go for the Moonblast here, and surprisingly doesn't take it out. I guess the light screen just really helps in this case, and Espeon is kind of specially bulky. I think it's like a base like 95 special defense. Don't quote me on that, but I'm going to go into Azumarill here as he sets up the Reflect. I'm not worried about it because now I'm pretty sure I can still KO the Espeon with the screen up because Azumarill is very powerful. This is a 4 IV Azumarill, I believe, and max HP, attack, defense, and speed, something like that. And the player up does knock out the Espeon like I expected it to. So now he's going to bring in a Tyranitar here. I'm expecting this thing to be the Mega because Mega Tyranitar is very, very, very bulky. And I'm just hoping it's not, but anyway, I'm going to go into Dugtrio here to trap him. And he's going to Mega Evolve here. I still have the Focus Sash intact, which is a good thing because now my Dugtrio can take a one-hit. And he actually sets up the Stealth Rocks, which is good because my Focus Sash number 1 stays intact. 2, I don't really have a whole lot weak to rocks except for my Yanmega and Avalugg, I believe. And Tyranitar is going to go for the Ice Fang as my Earthquake does a quarter damage. And once again, I live with a Focus Sash. And the Reflect is really helping Vexy in this case because instead of a 2-hit KO, this turns out to be a 4-hit KO. So I'm guessing he's running the Light Clay on the Espeon. I'm pretty sure he is. And Vexy's just going to go for the Crunch here and knock out my Dugtrio. Dugtrio's frail. Wasn't really a big deal. Dugtrio did its job though. And now the light screen wears off. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into my Hawlucha. And I'm not fearing missing the high jump kick because he doesn't have anything that's not affected by it. And I'm just going to go straight for it, like I said, because it's 4 times effective. And I know Tyranitar is really bulky. If I went for the U-turn, most likely it would live the hit. So I just wanted to knock it out right there and then. So now Vexy's going to go in his Vaporeon here. I kind of want to keep my Hawlucha alive because it is the fastest thing on my team and outspeeds everything. So I'm going to go into Florges here, which is why I preserved it because of this Vaporeon. And I feel like it's going to hit like a truck as he goes for the Scald here. And it reveals to me that it is the defensive set. And he scores the Burn, which isn't that big a deal. I carry the Lumberry on this thing because I don't have a bunch of leftovers just yet. I'm working on that. But anyway, Vaporeon's going to go for another Scald. Doesn't really do that much damage. And I'm just going to go for the Wish. I can kind of stall out this Vaporeon because I know his Scalds aren't going to be doing much. And I'm going to go for the Toxic here because I know Scald won't be able to KO me from that range. I don't believe Vaporeon gets really much of anything that can deal with Florges. So he's going to drag me out into my Zoomeril. That's really not that big a deal. I am a little worried if I do stay in about the Scald Burn because I'm not very familiar with Vaporeon's base speed. I think it's 60 or 65. But what I do get here is that he's faster. Luckily doesn't score the burn. And I'm going to hit it with a superpower because I can. And that does well over half damage. And considering that's most likely a physically defensive Vaporeon, that does really good damage. I mean, this thing is Choice Banded, so I don't know. I feel like I probably should have just went for the play rough, but whatever. Hindsight is 20/20 after all. So now I'm going to switch out Azumarill, go back into Florges. It's just a little rinse and repeat here. And I know Florges isn't going to be taking too much else because of the Stealth Rock switch-ins, and I believe Scald is a 2-hit KO from that range. He scores a crit there, but I'm not sure if that mattered in the long run because either way, my Florges is running low on health, and I just want to go for Broke. What do I do? I go for Protect here. Yes, this Toxic Scald, the Vaporeon. And he just goes to the Scald and does nothing because of the Protect. And Vaporeon is going to die this turn to the Toxic damage. I'm really glad I Toxic this thing, otherwise it would be staying around for a whole lot longer, and I'd have to be dealing with it in some different manner. That said, now Vexy is going to bring in the Scizor here, and Scizor is probably the biggest threat on the team now. Because Vaporeon is down, I managed to Toxic stall it out, but the Scizor here can pretty much 2-hit KO my entire team at this point. I'm hoping that my Hawlucha can take one, I'm really hoping. And I don't think he does he? He does not, unfortunately. Hawlucha is pretty frail. And I was just going to go straight for the high jump kick. There was no reason to go for anything else. And my best bet at this point is now to just go into Azumarill. And I need to wear down his team, especially his Scizor, as quickly as possible. And the Gliscor is going to come in. I don't know why I went for the superpower. I probably should have just went for the Waterfall at this point. I really don't know what I was predicting. The Waterfall would have been the best bet because I wouldn't have to be forced to switch out, and I would have done a lot better damage to Gliscor. But anyway, I'm going to bring in Yanmega here because I know Gliscor can't do much to it whatsoever. But it turns out that this Gliscor is a Swords Dance set, so chances are this thing does carry the Ice Fang. So this thing worries me a little bit, but I'm going to go for the Detect here because I'm 90% sure that this Gliscor is running max speed. It's going to be able to outspeed me, and I just need to get one speed boost, and I should outspeed everything else on his team. That said, I do get the speed boost, and I go for the Air Slash here. Now, I want to inform you guys, I am very sure that this flinch mattered, because I know he was going to go for the Ice Fang on this turn, he told me. And that was pretty crucial because even though my Azumarill could take one hit from the Gliscor, it just puts me in a much more comfortable position because I still have Yanmega being able to dish out at least 3 more hits, I believe, 3 or 4 hits, and nothing outspeeds me at this point. Just the only thing is the Scizor with a priority bullet punch, and quite obviously that is going to take out Yanmega from that range. I have no reason to switch out. I would die to rock switching. I don't have a spinner. So yeah, that's that. I'm going to go back into Azumarill. I'm really hoping I can take a bullet punch, because I know, even though I'm max HP, the Scizor was probably, I think it was Life Orb. Yeah, that is, I am correct, it is Life Orb. And I'm going to nail this thing with a superpower. I still don't know why I keep going for superpower. But anyway, I do knock out the Scizor, luckily enough for me. And that's the biggest threat out of the way now. So I'm getting pretty good here. But now in comes the Goodra here. I have absolutely no reason to switch out. Goodra outspeeds, goes for the Thunderbolt, takes out the remaining like 10% of the HP. I really don't mind at this point. Azumarill did a great job this match. So now I'm going to go into Avalugg here, and Avalugg, being the man of men, this is a cursed set, mind you, so this thing is, I believe, max special defense. And Avalugg takes this Fire Blast. I'm going to go for the Recover. One, in case he either A, missed Fire Blast, or B, went for like a Dragon Pulse or something like that. And so I'm really hoping Avalugg can take another Fire Blast, because it looks at about the same HP. Vexy doesn't miss the second Fire Blast, which would have been a real suck part for him. But now I get to go for that Avalanche, and Avalugg's good base attack combined with the base 120 Avalanche plus super effective is enough to knock out the Goodra, and that is going to net me the very, very narrow 1-0. So I really hope you guys enjoyed my narration. Be sure to check out not only my channel, but Vexy's channel as well. If I remember correctly, both will be in the description. So, until next time, Kangasghang, SmashBr0sPro33, signing out.